Nangangamba, nangangamba ang iyong puso. Hindi ka sigurado, hindi ka sigurado. Nalilito, nalilito ang iyong utak. Kung tunay bang pag-ibig to? Tunay bang pag-ibig to? Ano ba ang problema mo? Sabihin ang totoo. Sabihin mo na, wala naman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito. Kung di pa aminin ang gusto, baka kasi mawala na ako. Nagulat ka, nagulat ka nung may kasama na akong iba. Kasama na akong iba. Pakipot ka, wag nang pakipot pa. Baka maagaw pa ng iba. Maagaw pa ng iba. Wala nang magbabago kung di mo pa aminin to. Sabihin mo na, wala naman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito. Kung di pa aminin ang gusto, baka kasi mawala na ako. Ito na ang pagkakataon, wala nang pipigil sa'yo. Huwag ka nang mahihiya, sabihin na ang totoo. Nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito. Kung di pa aminin ang gusto, sabihin mo na, nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito. Kung di pa aminin ang gusto, baka kasi mawala na ako. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito, mawala ka sa aking piling, mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba pang mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana naman makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin, minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito, mawala ka sa aking piling, mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba kung mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana na may makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito mawala ka sa aking piling. Mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba kung mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana na may makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito mawala ka sa aking piling. Mahal ko iyong dinggin. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito.
Okay, gandang pagmasdan ang iyong mga mata, kumikinang-kinang. Di ko maintindihan ang iyong mga tingin, labis ang mga ningning. Langit ay bumaba, bumababa pala ang tala. Tumingin ka sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pang magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig. At kung di kumbinsido'y magtiwala ka, hawakan ang puso't maniwala na ikaw lang ang siyang inibig. Ikaw lang ang iibigin. At sa iyong paglalambing ako ay nahulog din. Di ko alam kung ano ang gagawin, di ko alam kung saan titingin. Halik sa lapit, tingin na natin, di akalain mahuhulog ka sa'kin. Tumingin ka sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pa magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig. At kung di kumbinsido'y magtiwala ka, hawakan ang puso't maniwala na ikaw lang ang siyang inibig.
Actually, not yet. Get back to
Nangangamba, nangangamba ang iyong puso, hindi ka sigurado, hindi ka sigurado. Nalilito, nalilito ang iyong utak, kung tunay bang pag-ibig to? Tunay bang pag-ibig to? Ano ba ang problema mo? Sabihin ang totoo, sabihin mo na. Nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito, kung di pa aminin ang gusto. Baka kasi mawala na ako. Nagulat ka, nagulat ka nung may kasama na akong iba. Kasama na akong iba. Pakipot ka, wag nang pakipot pa, baka maagaw pa ng iba. Maagaw pa ng iba. Wala nang magbabago kung di mo pa aminin to. Sabihin mo na. Nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito, kung di pa aminin ang gusto. Baka kasi mawala na ako. Ito na ang pagkakataon, wala nang pipigil sa'yo. Huwag ka nang mahihiya, sabihin na ang totoo. Nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito, kung di pa aminin ang gusto. Sabihin mo na. Nilalaman ang puso mo at nararamdaman dito, kung di pa aminin ang gusto. Baka kasi mawala na ako. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito, mawala ka sa aking piling, mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba pang mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana naman makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin, minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi pa
aking piling, mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba pang mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana na may makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi papayag ang pusong ito, mawala ka sa aking piling, mahal ko iyong dinggin. Wala nang iba kung mas mahalaga sa tamis na dulot ng pag-ibig nating dalawa. At sana na may makikinig ka kapag aking sasabihin minamahal kita. Panalangin ko sa habang buhay, makapiling ka, makasama ka, yan ang panalangin ko. At hindi
It's in a shape of a moon. It's a jade necklace.
The positions you're president for are the positions you can vote for. So if you're here for competitive, you vote for that. But if you need to become secretary, you can't vote for that. All right? Cool? Understand? When voting, you have these options. The candidates are on the vote for. Move, no confidence, or absent. You must be truthful when voting. At the end, you will type your name in agreement and vote for the best candidate. Be unbiased. All right? Alright. Absent. Hello, hello. Absent is from when you leave. Alright. Make sure that's when you're not there.
Okay. And then for speeches and debates, each candidate will present their speech for that position. Paulo? He's in the back. In the title. Paulo will be in the back giving cues of how much time you have left. Usually there's going to be a 1 minute mark. And then afterwards, after each speech for that position begins the speech. And then debates for that position. And then each candidate has 1 minute and a half to make that position.
Does everyone want to turn around to Paula so you can show everyone the titles when we're wrapping up, when we're 30 seconds left?
So, all of the people that are going to be giving speeches today, you have 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. And then, if you're e-board, you have 3 minutes. When you have 1 minute left, I'm going to raise my finger up 1 minute. Okay? Thank you, guys. Oh, sorry, to get your attention once more. If you go over the time, I'm cutting you. Thank you, guys.
And also quick note for the debate portion, you're only allowed to hear your question twice. So if you're asked a question one time and you don't hear it or you don't understand it, you can only say it one more time with an outsider you can answer the question. All right, let's begin elections for 50 seconds. All right, so we're going to start off with speeches, starting with the cultural director of ACME. And up first, we have Ashley Lara.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a fourth year theater major. Forgot everything, guys. Oh, throughout my years in PASA, I was never really interested in this position because I didn't really have a story that I wanted to tell, and like I didn't feel capable of like writing and directing a show. But today I feel more than capable. Being a theater major, I've learned a lot about like what it takes and who you need and how to run a show, not only from the perspective of an actor. So the story that I'm interested in telling is based around Filipino folklore characters. We have like Filipino folklore dances, but there's not many like stories that I've heard, so I just thought it was something fun and interesting to share with you.
Sorry to clarify, so we're going to do speeches first for all the candidates, and then we'll transition onto the up next, we have
Alright, so my name is Nicholas Alvarado. I'm a second year computer science major, and I'm ready for the faculty. So last year I was actually nominated for the same role, but I actually denied it for the only reason being that I didn't have a school to work. This year's different. So I have a strong passion for creating, and the one passion that I want to be able to tell, the one passion that I want is to be able to connect to an audience. My story focuses on a young adult who is in an emotionally distant family who struggles with their cultural identity. They are someone who is Filipino, but doesn't feel like they deserve to be called it. One night, one of the parents decided that they want their dynamic to change, finally having a true connection with their child. Causing the argument and happiness to realize that they want to learn more not only about their culture, but towards the parent as well. By the time they realized that there was resentment and change, the one who represented their culture was about to take their freedom. Through loss and grief, the loved one finding happiness will actually learn that they can still use their shared culture and their cultural backgrounds to still get connected to the lost. I want those to tell people that it's just not too late. It's not too late to still embrace the culture you want to share. It's not too late to understand who is and still not too late to represent who you are. I know I'm qualified for this position because of my past experiences. Not to share only what I know, but also to the people who see. As a performer for both ensemble and roles in all live stage for all three years of my high school, going to college, I participated in 51 and ECN 50 acting as an acting instructor for both acting roles for 50. And this year I was given the lead role and also shared with this performances. I was going for as long as I can remember, but the one performer is told the truth stories and I have at the moment. Thank you for listening, and I hope you help me bring this here tonight.
Alright, so we're going to be moving on to the debate for the cultural director and acting. There was one second. So there's some chairs for the candidates to sit on. Can I have both Ashley and Nick come to the stage, please? So how it's going to work is that you will be asked two questions. The person that will go first with the first question is going to be in alphabetical order. So since Ashley went first, she'll be asking the first question, and then we'll ask the second question, and then Nick will be going. So we have Ashley to the stand, please.
Hi, could I get you guys' attention real quick? So for you guys who's speaking, for all those that are going to be doing debates today, you have 1 minute and 30. When it becomes a minute, my finger will go up again. At 1 minute and 30, I will. Okay, and then also just to let you guys know, for your speeches, and then whenever we do these debates, when you begin speaking, that's when I begin the time. So start at your own time. Take your breath if you need to. Calm down. Think about your questions and answers. Thank you.
Alright, Ashley, your first question is, as cultural director of acting, you must continue the legacy of shedding light on issues and topics that highlight the Filipino American experience in your production. What themes do you plan to explore in your museum to share with general members, past PCNs, and alumni?
I not only want to shed light on the
So the cultural director of acting is a one-person position. It requires a good team effort to help with background work, such as blocking and stage management. What qualities would you consider while developing a production team that will support you throughout the PCM season?
I want to start by saying that this is a completely new position for me. I've never really taken this big a role before, but I still want to do this. And I feel like I want that to be the same for anyone else who is doing I'm not the best at knowing exactly what to do. However, I do have a passion that I want to be able to express, and I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that same quality for everyone else. I want to look for people who are also motivated as much as I am. I want people who are willing to put in effort and get it in. I'm not looking for like the most professional type of food, the most professional stuff to manage everyone, but I would rather have people who are willing to stay on and willing to put in effort.
That's exactly this year. The second question for you. The cultural director of acting is a one-person position. It requires a good team effort to help with background work, such as blocking and stage management. What qualities would you consider while developing a production team that will support you throughout the PCM season?
I want a team that's passionate about what we're doing. I'm very much I do a lot of things on my own, but I want a team that has ideas that can collaborate and like not just stick to my own ideas, but like branch out so it's more collaborative rather than just solely on.
Alright, up next we have cultural director of dance. Representatives, please come up to the scene. Hello everyone. Alright, so we're gonna start with the questions. The first question is, as cultural that's facts. I'm so He did it again.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Ariola, and right now I'm the Cultural Director of Dance. I'm working here at this day majoring in business administration, communication, and management, and also minoring in dance. I'm also part of the ICLI and function band, and have done dance for PCM 50 and PCM 51 as well as choreography. In regards to running for my position, I'm also working with great choreographers here at the City Dance Ensemble. I've also organized, danced, and choreographed for many different events, especially quinceañeras. I've also been co-founder of our high school GFK John Kennedy Community Club of DC. I've been president there for 2 years, choreographing and also organizing. Now, as many of you have not heard from me, I've also been a first generation student from my hometown. So I've been called, or also titled Mama, Mama is also like older brother, and I want to do the same thing as what I want for the process for the community. Being able to be a mom and taking responsibility for the actions that we take as humans.
Alright, to the debate portion. So your first question is, as cultural director of dance, you are responsible for contacting clients for arts music to book our license for PCM. You come across scheduling conflicts of a musician to unveil them. What would you do if you found out that a client would not be able to provide us music just to show you?
Thank you, Hannah, for the question. So if that comes to a situation, for one thing, I don't want to be worried about situations like that because I will also feed off of other people in my group. And if I show myself being worried, then everyone's going to be worried. So the way to solve that is make sure I have like a creative team also so that you also need to but also you know, doing all of the editing and stuff like that. And of course, this becomes very creative, especially when you're doing
I'll be asking your second question. So as cultural director of dance, it will be your job to include all members of PCN, regardless of their cultural background. What is the importance or what steps would you take to be culturally sensitive, knowledgeable, and aware to ensure that all people feel included?
well, for one thing, a lot of those things are going to be really hospitable, and because of PASA being really diverse, we've been really including a lot of people from different backgrounds, especially a lot of Asian, American, cultures here. For that, I think that one of the most important things is just having fun with each other, making sure that everyone's inclusive in every way.
Doing the cultural director of logistics. Hi everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Annalise Mason, and I'm running for cultural director of logistics. I'm currently a theater arts major, and I'm with PCM 51, as well as I've participated in 2 plays here at PCA, one of which is premiere tomorrow. It's been pretty hectic, you know, because I wanted to try everything all at once. But the second I joined PASA, I fell in love with it. Everything from learning about my culture as a Filipino to the people who make up PASA. It's been great. Participating in PCM was an absolute joy, and it would be an honor to help run it next year. My predecessor, Dan Marie, did such an amazing job, and I know I have some big shoes to fill, but nothing brings me more happiness than being able to put on a great show. In my lifetime, I've been a part of a little over 10 shows, and I've been part of 2 dance teams. So the chaos behind the arts is no stranger to me. I love working with others, and I can't wait to start working with my codes. I know together, we as a team can create something extraordinary. Thank you for your time, and I hope that all of you will consider me as a worthy candidate for this position. Alright, and now we're going to move on to the debate portion. So the first question is, how will you keep your township art or your code accountable when it comes to making sure you're on top of the work to prepare for PCM throughout the course of time of production? I think when we're going to be working as a team, so I think communication is definitely a key component in keeping your code responsible and held accountable for what they're responsible for. However, as a good team member, I think it's also important to recognize when one member might be under a little too much stress and to be able to work together to handle that together as a team. It shouldn't be just one person's job alone. I think together you could work together.
one more factor to creating a great show. I think communicating with the theater department is very important, especially because things can run late, things can just go wrong. Communication can just sometimes be mixed up in the process. So it's just a very important aspect when it comes to
What's up? What's up, PASA fam? My name is Angel, and I'm one of the core youth historians for this school year. Now, just a month ago marked a year of being part of PASA. For being that kid that moved like a Power Ranger and made YouTube videos to being part of a team, helping to make events for new students, finding a home on campus. Comparing that to my first semester of college, it was almost as if I didn't do anything super groundbreaking until my second semester, where everything changed for the better. Being part of PASA helped me being part of PASA helped me become a better human being. For being myself and sharing my love for tokusatsu, dance, and food, to overcoming mistakes that I made during this experience of being part of the club. And believe me, I made a few. But I'm doing my best to reform. It was through this journey that I also made friends along the way, like my co Greg and my historian predecessors, president, Kuya, Elijah. All these experiences were a great tool when I became one of the historians for this year, as I can use my blogging skills to create banger videos and live in the moment more and be with people. There were times though when the pressure was growing on all of the board when we stumbled upon issues that would negatively impact the club. It's easy not to fix a problem, but it's hard to not think about it as they will always linger on us until it's time to fix them. And trust me, I've been there. All the blood, sweat, and tears are worth it in the end, as everybody was able to have a good time, whether that was audience family, the Kuyate, East Bay, kicking butt during friendship games, or our fellow club members performing their heart out in PCA. And if you don't believe me, I got the video evidence to prove it. Recording these events is just something I like doing, and just so happens to be important to you because it's a way for us to learn and not repeat mistakes, as it's also a great way to get inspiration for new stuff. Everybody starts off somewhere to get to where they are today. And when we look at the history of something like PASA, for example, we start to build respect for the work as well as take your time.
First question. As a historian, it's important to report the history of PASA and events. This requires filming and taking photos of people and public spaces. While doing so, how will you ensure that the comfort of people is included in the shot?
So I know a lot of times like people will be comfortable being in front of the camera. I just want to make sure it's the best thing that they do. It wants to be recorded and this will be posted on YouTube just in case if they want to, then that's great. If they don't, I can record right now.
Second question. What are aspects of your position that you've experienced in your first term that you want to strengthen going forward into your second term as historian?
I think just being like in the other events, not just like the commentary, which I was like frequently part of the friendship games. I realized how
had to stay supported if a core member like didn't show up, you didn't like tell them. And like it was shocking to like hear how important it is to like show up and support your teammates and want to learn what you can do now.
Okay, up next is going to be the public relations coordinators.
First and foremost, I just want to say before I start that I'm having a really bad time reaction today. So if I start talking, I'm sorry. Just bear with it. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Anna Martini, and I'm your current ongoing public relations coordinator for Park 51, and I am here today to be elected to be your PR coordinator for Park 52. Being a part for this past year has been a joy. As a core officer, I've learned more about myself, what I'm capable of, such as my creativity and my ability to build fear for others and to help them feel comfortable in their own spaces, whether they be a current student or even a alumni. When I did my speech last spring, I talked about my social anxiety and how at times restricted me from taking action. But being a part of PASA for the past 2 years has helped me become more involved in new ways, such as being part of volunteer programs versus responding and then in the non-pay. And going to Fullerton for FP at Roll Hall and getting to show you guys the live updates, that was really great. And then also being a part of different event committees such as FP, Formal, and most recently, PAC. Personally, I don't believe my time is over this yet, seeing how I'm running again. I feel that there is more to do, such as the recreation of the PASA website, which is part of being PR that I've been working on throughout the semester, and my goal is to have it launched over the summer to have it ready for the fall semester. I believe the website is important to finish because we are creating, documenting, and cataloging all of the views so that the future PASA members can know the importance of all of the accomplished objectives that we host. Randy Salvador and his friends created PASA to be a space on campus that was not here beforehand, a safe communal space for socialization, academics, or even political endeavors. Last year we celebrated our 50th year here at East Bay, and this past year we're beginning of the next 50 years to continue his legacy, continue the safe space for students. So, with all that, I hope you guys will be able to elect me to be your public relations coordinator for Park 52.
Thank you, Anna. We're going to move on to the first question I will be asking. Again, you're able to ask if I have to repeat again. So for the first question, what is one project or aspect of CORE you would like to lead as your second term as public relations?
So yeah, like I said in my speech, I've been working on the website. Something happened for Facebook, we don't have a Squarespace anymore, and my co found a better website to use, and I've been working on it all throughout the semester. I've had a couple pages already done, and I want to obviously finish it and have it ready and open. So that like the last 50, I heard this, we just completed our last 50, and we need to be able to document for our next 50. So therefore, I'm going to use the website for that. I want to continue that, and then if anything, there's one thing that was pushing as well, last year, also merch. So maybe that could be a potential thing because I got a hat. So yeah, possibilities.
Second question. A major problem this year was receiving information from flyers later than requested. How will you ensure that your core members are held accountable and sent in their information on time?
Honestly, I know procrastination affects us all. It
wouldn't put it in still do what you guys need me to do, but at the same time, I don't think you would respect me enough to have to give me all the information ahead of time. But also just know that I would be texting you if you want the information ahead of time. And but even then, if you're also able to get like half of some of the things done on your own, like one of the things that we implemented this past year is with a form of how we ask the core 51 members of what they wanted exactly on their flyer. So one of the things that I pressed, for example, is when we had Filipino street games, and I was Nolan, and I was like, literally tell me, what color theme do you want? What kind of themes do you want me to put on the flyer? And then I just did it like super quick and easy, so that we would be able to go over. And then so I was able to like get it done ahead of time versus you guys giving me information late. Things like that.
All right, passing it on to social coordinators.
Hello, I'm Evan Leonard. I joined PASA last semester, and I believe I got what it takes to be a great social coordinator. Since I joined, I've been a part of friendship games, and I was acting for PCM 51. During my time in FG, I held practices with people by setting up workouts for force training. And then during PCN, I did anything to help, such as filling for others during rehearsals, or even help with editing scripts. Outside my contributions, I try talking to everybody in and out of PASA. I also have leadership experience because during my high school years, I actually became a varsity sprinter during my sophomore year. And I'd often lead warm-ups and would even take charge in workouts in case the coach wasn't ever there. Outside of that, I also did choir and became choir president in high school, and I talked to the teacher about what we can do to bring people to just be more motivated. When I joined PASA, I wasn't at the best mental state. But Greg got me in, and ever since then, I've made more friends, and then I've also grew my confidence up. But more importantly, I didn't feel alone. And now I just want to give back to a community that has opened their arms to me. And so I thank all of you for that. What I want to do is set up events for post-capitative events for fans. That way.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jared Mendoza. I am third year business major, focused in general management. And honestly, my experience with PASA is a lot different than everyone else. I kind of just went into PCN, watched people, and I was like, man, here's a sense of community that I kind of want. And one late night, after thinking about it with a girlfriend, I went to the PASA Instagram. I was like, oh, they're in her position. I'm going to go for it. And here I am going through. So I feel really confident that I have this because, one, I'm really social. I'm up here. I already got started. One thing is also time management. Time management is very important for the coordinator, as I understand that this position will be hard if you craft under pressure. So if I'm like, if you time management, handle everything, I'm sure that I'm able to do it, and everything is needed will be all set in stone. And then the thing is, I also got resources from outside of school, like as a state, I got a couple friends in there who was actually trying to be in the world. Our on country, I got to look at them, and also got some other friends in UCLA who also want to work with us because they're here now. I'm ready for this position. So like, oh, cool, let's work it out. If you ever want to have it, and yeah. And the thing is, I also work at the student faculty building, so I'm also able to work with students want to keep going. And I would gladly be the one that tells them, hey, look, we got PASA, keep doing this, let's work it out, let's be part of it. So yeah, kind of my experience with PASA. So yeah, I'm a little bit new, but it's okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah. All right, since there's two of you, any questions? Ask Evan first and Gary last question. Okay. For your first question, despite having limited experiences in PASA, as a core member, our duties are to participate in most, if not all aspects of PASA. How do you plan to participate in the organization further, balance your position and your student?
First things first is that I schedule everything within the semester, and I try sticking with that first. I know that there are events that will come up, so in case of I ever have an emergency event, I'll let the core members know, and then I'll try to readjust my schedule in order to be there for most, if not all, events. And I would just love to be at all the events. So yeah, that's my share.
Despite having limited experiences in PASA, as a core member, our duties are to participate in most, if not all, aspects of PASA. How do you plan to participate in the organization further, balance your position, and your team?
Oh, so I already thought about this actually. I was like, damn, I got hella time to work with. How am I gonna do it? So I was like, oh wait, I moved, so I got hella time actually. So really, I have to do everything I can. And honestly, I think I already got it. I'm pretty confident in my ability to time management to go to events, push through it, and also work at school. So overall, I feel really confident I'm able to handle everything because I have a lot of free time on my hands. That's why I'm going for this position. And honestly, I feel really confident I can do that. So I'll be seeing everyone a lot more.
The second question. Being a core member means being able to be a leader, being able to be a leader. What are some moments in your own life where you had to take charge? And how will you incorporate that into your training?
I took that one. Alright, so really, I already have the user capabilities to lead the team and also help them out. And also outside of games, I do work at the student faculty building, and I'm kind of the one in charge of oh guys, they don't really have never followed this, let's go fix this. I'm kind of the one that steps up and guys, let's go do something about it. They don't like what we're doing. And since everyone around me tends to be an introvert, which is fine, because some people are like that. Some people have those days. I just like to be the one that steps up yo, I got you. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I feel really confident about this.
Being a core member means being able to be a leader. What are some moments in your own life where you had to take charge, and how do you incorporate that into your training?
Let's see. Well, one, I'm sorry, people, I don't play Valorant, alright? But, what I've had to do, again, I've had to take leadership positions before, I was a choir president back in high school, and, what I would do is just try to get people motivated, just to do something, even if, we didn't necessarily feel, we felt groggy and just lazy and all that. I usually be the one to just be like, hey, let's go after this. Hey, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do that. And so, yeah. And that will be it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andy Chen. I am running for position of COPO, stands for Community and Political Affairs Chair. So I'm a first year undergraduate student at Cal State East Bay. So coming into Cal State East Bay, when I graduated last year in 2022, I was the first one at my entire school to come to East Bay. So I knew absolutely no one. So I didn't want to be alone. So when I was looking to clubs, I saw PASA. I was like, maybe I can join clubs, you know? An Asian club, I can fit in with people. Yeah, here I am. So PASA gave me a sense of community that I've never picked up before. And as COPO, I want to be a team leader. So what I like to do as COPO is to basically spread the news of Filipino club, to improve relations with basically the other clubs, and to also educate, you know. As a Chinese American, I see myself as really similar to the Filipino culture. And I can relate a lot to like a lot of problems, social problems, you know, and all that. So I plan to like share my experience with people, tell them my experience with PASA, and hopefully to convince them to join. And just have to really just go back.
Next, we have Reina.
Good evening. I'm Reina Morello, a first-year theater arts major, and I'm running for PASA's 52nd floor as your community and political affairs chair. The moment I graduated from high school in Hawaii, I entered East Bay as a reconstruction of my new life in a new state with my cousin's advice, and that advice was to find a Filipino club. When I came to PASA, I was welcomed with so many loving friendships and events the club offers. My experience here at PASA with me embracing Filipino culture was expressed through PCN, where I danced to 5 traditional Filipino dances, being Bulacan, Singkil, Lumagin, Subli, and Swing. And I have learned in the PCN class about the Filipino community, participating in PASA. And what brought me out of my social anxiety was the 37th Special Games as a player and roll call dancer. What I promise as Kobo, I would love to spread more of the Pinoy and Filipino culture from different political perspectives, and to open a podcast for new members to have a conversation based on our political views and experience to move forward together in our life. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, can I please have both candidates back to the stage? We are first going to start with Danny. The first question is, what is the current issue regarding the Filipino or Philam community that you would like to focus on during this term of program?
So there are a lot of questions, basic concerns, but the one thing that I want to address is basically the societal expectations. A lot of us are first-gen students coming in from like parents from, you know, Philippines or from other countries, and they have like a lot of like expectations upon us. I want to address that because I personally experienced this as a Chinese American, and I want to basically address this to help better relate to like maybe like awesome students that may be interested in share our experiences, and maybe like find a sense of community that we're all like not so different, we're all not so alike, you know. That's it.
What is a current issue regarding the Filipino or Philam community that you would like to focus on during your term as program?
I recognize mostly academic validation. Academic validation is something I like to cover from me and personally from my experience because this toxic trait that no one likes to discuss is that we're not too is more lenient towards our parents that I've been told for their expectations rather than mine and others. So I like to do a conversation with my Filipino community as a
The second question is, how will you reach out to outside organizations to promote solidarity with other groups on campus that embodies community? How will you reach out to outside organizations to promote solidarity with other groups on campus that embodies community?
Other than PASA, I know I created other friends that aren't a part of our club, and I can also get my support from my friends and get them also involved in our social justice topics that we can relate to. Bring more or go for it in our life without having this doubt in our mindset.
Danny, I will now repeat the same question. How will you reach out to outside organizations to promote solidarity with other groups on campus that embodies community?
Can you repeat that?
How will you reach out to outside organizations to promote solidarity with other groups on campus that embodies community?
So one thing that college taught us is to network. I feel like in order for us to reach solidarity, we have to willing to reach out, be more vulnerable to like the other clubs. And that can include like maybe like sharing our story, maybe like telling about our experiences. That might, for the two clubs that are talking for like solidarity, share common goals, share common, putting all that common really. Yes, also lastly, shout out to Greg, I love you.
Next, we are going to have the competitive director. Our first candidate is Dane Lopez.
Hello everyone, my name is Dane Lopez. I'm a first year student and I'm from the Now you might be wondering, how can a first year student attract you with sexual community? The main period that comes to mind when my charismatic personality and had a command times is when I was the president of the Free Student Alliance Club back in high school. As the president of the club, I was responsible for attracting new members into the organization, holding events for the members, and working with other organizations to coordinate events where we have workshops and socialize with the different participants. In regards to my other qualifications, I was also a social coordinator intern for this year, where I was able to use my social skills to attract new awesome members, and I was also a preschool board committee lead for this over costume, and it taught me the importance of communication with the community and others to be successful. Now, how does this relate to the Kapatid program? Well, to me, in my opinion, I score the Kapatid program is a mentorship. A program where we can collaborate together, where we can learn from each other and grow from each other. And where we can also take long lasting life relationships. I want to be transparent in my observations about the program, and I find that there are cliques in PASA and people can feel isolated. And while things are bound to happen in these groups of people, I want to reduce the feeling of division. I want to make everyone feel included. I know that this topic is complex to tackle, and I want to work closely with fans to be accurate in compatibility between pairings by being transparent with formats unable to hear past during my turn as superintendent audience, we ask us.
Hi.
Thank you. Next we have Lauren Reno.
Hello everyone, I am Laura Reno and I am running for 52nd Floor Positive Director. My first year here, I was extremely shy. I heard about PASA's competitive program and how it gave me the opportunity to make friends, but I hesitated and missed my shot. I knew that I had to change when I left, or after my sixth semester. During the spring competition season, my sister, who was 50th treasurer, pushed me out of my comfort zone and brought me to these positive events. The three authors and new members were so kind and welcoming. I met so many new people, felt like home. PASA forever changed my college experience, giving me my Dr. Aaron, room squad, function fam, and much more than I can ask for. Positive showed me what it's like to build friendships and have someone to rely on. It's more than about what can be, but rather who's willing to watch you grow and grow. Running internship, I wanted to intern under our positive director, Christina. I wanted the chance to give all the new audiences a glimpse of what I know, building connections and creating friendships that can last forever. Being the positive director is more than a scene. It was planning the events, the games, and processing everything that we learned. As your positive director, I would encourage everyone to join and continue coming to our events, as we will be welcoming all of us. I plan to prepare everyone fairly by respecting diversity and inclusion, to promote fellowship, that as strangers, we can build true friendships with courage and curiosity. Lastly, I will continue to enforce unity, whether we are new to PASA, have been here for years, that we are all working PASA. Welcome to the next positive director.
The first question is, the first competitive event has just finished and you're already 3 hours in new items. How will you approach the situation and express the purpose of the competitive program? The first competitive event has just finished and you're already hearing 3 hours and new items. How will you approach the situation and express the purpose of the competitive program? Well, like I mentioned before, the competitive program at its core is a membership. And while playing can be okay for some people, it's also limited as it can make audience or clients feel pressure on who should they program with. And as we do surveys to the competitive event, it also can make them feel, like I said, more limited with their options. And I think one thing to address is by letting people know that it has started to see this semester. And if you do something like that, it would be uploaded at all costs. And everyone should keep on open on it. And to really getting that message to everyone really the competitive program as we can learn from each other, which is so cool. The question is, the first competitive event has just finished and you're already halfway up this planning new items. How will you approach the situation and express the purpose of the competitive program?
There's no guarantee of the information you want in the training, so we just have to remain unbiased. Surveys match, or if their expectations match, then that's a great scenario for them. But if they fit better with another fam or another fam,
The second question is, somebody from your close circle is unhappy with your parent and is asking you to quote How do you handle this situation? Somebody from your close circle is unhappy with their parenting and is asking you to quote unquote fix it. How do you handle this situation?
I would keep reminding them, like I said, be unbiased and have an open mind and trust in my community and sit there with whoever you feel is best for you.
I'm going to repeat the question. Somebody from your close circle is unhappy with their parenting and is asking you to quote unquote fix it. How do you handle this situation?
Well, as I mentioned before, I would want to create a committee where there's a representative from each parent, and that representative will be voted from each parent. And in order to handle that situation, if someone wants to have an adoption, I want to be able to have an not an introduction, but a conversation between the person wanting to choose families or fix the problem, and along with my committee, meet up with the family representative in order to neutrally and unbiasedly make a decision that makes what's best for the project and the community and families.
Aking sinta, ano bang meron sa'yo? Pag nakikita ka na, bumabagal ang mundo. Pag ngumingiti ka, para bang may iba. Pag tumitingin sa'kin, mapupungay mong mga mata. Wala akong takas sa nakakalunod mong ganda.
Wait, okay, they're on break.
Aking sinta, ano bang meron sa'yo? Pag nakikita ka na, bumabagal ang mundo. Pag ngumingiti ka, para bang may iba. Pag tumitingin aking sinta, ano bang meron sa'yo? Pag nakikita ka na, bumabagal ang mundo. Pag ngumingiti ka, para bang may iba. Pag tumitingin sa'kin, mapupungay mong mga mata. Wala akong takas sa nakakalunod mong ganda. Halika Aking sinta, ano bang meron sa iyo? Pag nakikita ka na, bumabagal ang hanggang ng aking mga mata. Huwag kang titingin na sa iba. Akin ka na, wala nang iba. Andito ko hanggang sa ating pagtanda. Mamahalin kita basta't pag nahulog. Nakahawak ako, huwag ka lang bibitaw. Habang buhay na ako, lang ng aking mga mata. Aking sinta, ano bang meron sa iyo? Pag nakikita ka na, bumabagal ang mundo. Pag ngumingiti ka, para bang may iba. Pag tumitingin sa'kin, mapupungay mong mga mata. Wala akong takas sa nakakalunod mong ganda.
Real quick, we have been recording who has been leaving the room and also like entering the room, whatever. So you guys are unable to like go for that position. I'm just letting you please agree.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, it's working. Oh, Sam.
Wait. Before we get started, I just want to issue a reminder for e-board. You have 3 minutes. Anybody on e-board, you guys have 3 minutes for your speeches. For debates, you guys have 2.5 minutes.
How many questions for debate?
Right now,
Thank you. Just making sure. The moment you speak, the timer will go on. Hello, I'm Samantha Esguerra. I am an international student taking up speech pathology and audiology. And I am running for treasurer. Okay. When I transferred here, I didn't know anyone else, and I got into PASA. I'm very glad that I got to meet very lovely people and very talented people in PASA, and I just found a community where I can just be myself and hang around with cool people, you know? And I've grown to love PASA so much. I think it's one of the many things I always talk about with my family, like what I do here, like what I can offer, and what I love to do in PASA. And as you may not know, before I moved here, I had very much leadership experience. I am a youth leader at our church. I am part of the children's ministry, youth ministry, and our worship team ministry. Besides that, I am also part of this is like before, but like in our high school, I was the assistant organization head and the organization head of our choir, and I was also elected as class officers before. And as someone who's running for court next school year, I acknowledge that I will be working with a team. So I understand that I have to have certain leadership qualities to serve that spot. And with that, I know very well that I can be a role model to my fellow core members and the whole PASA community. With my values, I uphold a lot of values, but I will share with you 3 of them. First is fidelity to duty, which is like being responsible for what I have, for what I am, for what I have, like the responsibilities I have. And the next one is respect. So I would uphold that respect for my other core members and my fellow PASA members. Not only like respect towards each other, but also respect with their time, with their efforts, and like hearing them out and lending them an ear. And lastly, my heart for service. I love being of service to other people, and I would love to help, and offer my time and effort to this organization because I love this organization. And besides that, I also I believe that I am a responsible, organized, and communicative. And lastly, I will try my best to be someone who would. Thank you. The first question. When an officer comes up to you asking for funding for an event, how do you plan to allocate funds in order to make sure that PASA can sustain the resources for future events? Can you repeat the question? Sure. I can go slowly. Yes, slowly please. When an officer comes up to you asking for funding for future events, how do you plan to allocate funds in order to make sure that PASA can sustain the resources throughout the semester? First of all, when it comes to planning, I believe that planning ahead and like organizing ahead of time would be essential. So it's okay to have, it's great to have events, but it would help me if we plan ahead, like inform me right away of your event details, and we can plan out like how much we could spend and like which sources we can use to utilize this funds, because we have so much resources where we could get our money from. And we would like to give a chance to every core member to have their events. Thus, we need to plan it ahead of time because it's a waste of opportunity. We don't plan ahead and like we ran out of like funds just because we didn't plan ahead. Yeah. The next question. When it comes to payments, some people are unable to pay the full amount. How would you accommodate to their needs? Great question. We will set up an installment plan because I personally don't have the funds for anything. And it would help people who have to budget their money and just want to give options to everyone that if they can, but they're willing to go to that event but they don't have the money at the moment, we can make them an installment plan and talk about it, because we can solve problems if we talk about it. money for these events? So for our funding, it's mainly, I didn't do much. I came in late for our internship, so I didn't know much about like how the process goes. But I'm pretty sure we could do fundraisers. There's like a lot of ideas. I've been hearing a lot of ideas from our interns, from our core members about what fundraisers we could do. And also we have ASI funding. We also have yes, ASI funding and fundraisers. Those are the few things that I know that we could get our funds from because anything is possible when we research. So we could research. Hello, for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Karen Quinones, and I'm going to be your 52nd Core Vice President. Throughout my 4 years of high school, I was involved in a lot of student body events and held core positions. My passion that I had in my high school was to make it a greater place for future generations, as well as creating many opportunities in order for our community to come together as one. This passion is the same passion I have with PASA, as well as the goals I have for next semester and the coming years to come. When I first joined PASA, I barely knew anyone, but when I joined the program, it was an opportunity for me to learn about new people, and it was really welcoming, especially when I saw the unique people that was involved in this program and organization. Since that moment, I've been in PASA for a little over a year, served the school year as treasurer, and created memories and friendships that I will cherish forever. During my term as treasurer, I achieved organizing multiple fundraising events and handled finances for PCN and other events hosted by PASA. Without these events, PASA wouldn't be the organization it is today. But as treasurer and a part of the board, we were missing an important role of PASA's core, and I felt my role wasn't over yet. My plans as vice president are to fully support the members of PASA as well as our core and to bring back events that didn't happen this year, as well as reaching out to other organizations that both on campus and off campus so that we can grow our community on and off campus. As your next potential vice president, this is my promise to the members of PASA and fellow board. Thank you. Starting with your first question, this is a scenario. Halfway into the semester, a core member has not been active in group chats, hasn't been attending meetings, and is busy balancing their position and other responsibilities. They're feeling discouraged to continue their position. How do you plan to move forward with this? As this is a situation we have already experienced this past school year, I understand that a lot of things happen, especially personal, when it comes to school and family and other things going on in their life. For one, I very much prioritize people's mental health, and there does come a time where mental health doesn't need to be put first, whether that be not being able to focus on work. If you feel the need to take time away from your position, I as vice president will make sure to uphold any responsibilities in order for them to take the time away, just so they can get their situation figured out. And if they need to continue staying for, then we will be glad to keep them. If not, then it's our responsibility as the rest of the board to make sure they're able to uphold the position without them or not. The role of vice president requires executive decisions for what's best in the board. Your core does not agree with the decision the board made, and as a result has created a divide within the team dynamic. How do you proceed to establish a healthy environment that breaks tension between you and your core? For one, we all know that everyone's not going to agree on one thing, so it's important to hear other people's opinions about a situation, whether they like it or not. That way we can weigh up on pros and cons. Especially so everyone's involved, it's important that we have these, methods of special communication, so that way we are able to get other people's opinions that might be heard. along the way, teamwork is very important, but just because we are executive board does not mean our board members are not to be treated fairly. Everyone in core is supposed to be treated fairly, whether you would or not.
What do you think is the purpose of having a PASA Lumon? What do you think is the purpose of having a PASA Lumon event? With this being this 52nd year of PASA, how do you plan on commemorating this event?
As I said in my speech, we did not have a PASA Lumon this year, just because, like I said, we did have a important role in our core. So I feel as, part of our history and especially our organization as core organization of PASA, it's important to keep these events going. That way, it upholds tradition as well as bringing people together and showing other members what PASA Lumon is about, even though we didn't have it in the past year. So I would make sure to bring it back. So this way, the new generation is able to, fully experience the organization as well as PASA and the members.
The next position is president. We may have that name.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Testano, and previous core login currently going through school cover logistics and potentially your next class. I've met and created so many friendships, broadening my knowledge about building exports history and advanced my future skills. All thanks to the wonderful impact PASA has provided. I've experienced so much growth within myself as an individual and as a leader, and I want to share that experience with others. I plan to continue to step further out of my comfort zone and lead PASA into the next chapter of growth, development, and excitement. We've done such an amazing job and made big strides this past school year, collaborating with other organizations along with the general public to come join us in fellowship and celebration. As president, I hope to continue creating unique and empowering opportunities along with motivating core members and to plan and host events that bring so much happiness and joy to others. I will encourage core and current PASA members to invite onlookers and friends to come see what our organization is all about. With my efforts, I plan to be the backbone that will help core and the organization stand strong. This is a new chapter post-pandemic. People are still trying to find their way around on and off campus and well with new friends. What better way than lending a helping hand and inviting them to help me get into PASA. At the root of my campaign, my goal as president is to not only provide the necessary support to the next core, but provide them with the opportunity to grow and flourish as leaders and as individuals. I want to continue and expand on the path of our organization's openness and diversity among different individuals and backgrounds, as well as welcoming new and old PASA to our future events and other events. As your president, I'll ensure that I provide PASA members and future leaders a quality experience during the school year through our annual events and new events that will be part of this life. I promise to approach the position as president with an open heart and an open mind, providing all of my utmost support and encouragement. To help George the spark within the next core and guide them with my knowledge and experience. My passion, dedication, and love for this organization have been fully exuded through these last few years, and I hope that I'm able to openly share it all again with the next core. I promise to lead this organization with unity, compassion, and humility. I promise to be the next voice of PASA. No matter if you're sitting up here in the front or all the way in the back, I promise to be your voice. Thank you for your attention, and again, for the meeting, see you next PASA Friday.
What do you think, Carl?
I'm running as your next PASA president for 52nd Corps. I started out this university during the pandemic when everything was online. Despite being online, I decided to come out of my shell and join PASA. Little did I know that this organization would end up changing my college career. PASA became my home away from home. I learned about each program that PASA offered and managed to join most of them. I joined the Kapatid program in spring 2021, fell in love with the program, and became the Kapatid Director Intern for Coralaga 2021 to 2022. Through our internship program and interning under my office arena, I was able to really see the ins and outs of the Kapatid program. It wasn't just about hosting events. The Kapatid Director is trusted with the responsibility of creating a safe space for new members. After interning for the year, I decided to run for Kapatid Director, which is the position I currently hold. And being part of this year's Corps, I was able to get a behind-the-scenes experience. I learned the logistics behind planning each event/program like friendship games, CPN, internship, study hours, fundraisers, and everything in between. This allowed me to learn about each program within PASA beyond campus. PASA gave me the opportunity to learn more about my culture, and I want to give that back to others. I want to ensure each member has a well-rounded experience throughout the year and understand that there are many revenues within PASA to meet new people. As president, I will ensure that there's more consistency within all the programs that we offer. Along with that, I want to implement more events like general meetings, movie nights, mixers with other organizations on campus, and creating a stronger relationship with tribals. Beyond PASA, I took on other leadership roles on campus, like being in our Associated Students Incorporated, which is PASA East Bay's very own student government. I'm also currently the ambassador lead for our East Bay's Welcome Center. Through these positions, I was able to identify different methods of leadership, and I learned how to be flexible and change my leadership style to best accommodate the team. I acknowledge that at times issues may rise, but I can be level-headed and neutral and not make it personal. As your president, I believe that I have the qualities to prove that I'm a role model to upcoming members and reliable to my Corps and to all of PASA. Vote for me as your next president for PASA's 52nd Corps. Thank you.
So your first question is, with your year of Corps experience, what is one aspect that you believe you wish you could have improved on, and how will you implement this change during your term?
I feel like I was communicative enough, however, that there were moments that I did lack with communicating with my fellow Corps members about certain things that were probably very important details. My goal is to just be more open with the information that I currently hold, as it's not just another team, so.
With your year of Corps experience, what is one aspect that you believe you wish you could have improved on, and how will you implement this change during your term?
Even outside of PASA, just me personally, I really learned to be independent and kind of work on my terms. So one thing that I wish I would have done this year as community director was lean more on my Corps. A lot of times I wanted to just do everything on my own and take matters into my own hands, but Corps really is a team, and I should have leaned on them more to help me when I felt like I couldn't do it alone.
The next question is, it's common for PASA to have conflicting event times that cause disturbances in general member general member attendance and allocation of core members. How would you address issues of prioritization such as PCNs and complicated events at the same time?
So I do acknowledge that, or one thing I love about PASA, though, we have so many programs within PASA, right? So oftentimes it'll be something where the programs will conflict, programs have to conflict with one another. But when it comes to prioritizing each event, one thing that I really liked about this year's core was we kind of divided different core members to attend each event so that it wasn't just all of core and competitive and then all of core and PCN and nothing in between. So that's one of the things that I will implement next year as well. Just making sure that core is there to split in between each program. And then when it comes to general members as well, you can always work something out.
I will read the questions. It's common for PASA to have conflicting event times that cause the services and general member attendance and allocation of core members. How would you address issues of prioritization such as PCN and competitive events at the same time?
Like Christina mentioned, we did divide core into different areas just to cover all levels of whether it be a voter in the event or to actually be present in something that we're a part of. And something that we all have to consider with the communication and making sure that everybody knows where everyone's at. Something I made a really big point was for PCN, a lot of the things were out of our hands as cultural directors and up to the theater department. So I think it's just a matter of fitting the schedule around whatever's already in place. That's not PCN, or not PASA.
Finish this sentence. I believe it is important to lead with the answer and explain.
I think it's important to lead with humility because a lot of things can get into people's head. People can be in their colleges and whatever it is just because they provided a position that's up here. I think it's good to be level-headed and share the same ideas with others as well as providing them the opportunity to speak whatever is on their mind or members, all members. Sorry.
Finish the sentence. I believe it is important to lead with and explain.
I believe it's important to lead with passion. If you have a leader who's not passionate in what they're doing, how do you expect the general members to be passionate in PASA as well? As we all know, these positions of core are not paid. So it really is your passion that is going to push you to do good in this world.
Coming up next week on Wednesday, May 3rd, is going to be the commencement in which we announce, your votes. And then that's when 51st Corps will be stepping down and 52nd will replace us in all of our positions. Keyboard and all the other board members. Yeah. All right.
But please give elections committee a few minutes, probably around 5 minutes. We'll be setting up computers, which is where voting will happen. Like we said, we have to keep track of the people who have the meetings that are late. So you guys come up, you guys can go 2 lines, and then place your votes. And we'll be telling people what they can and can't vote for. So you guys can just sit tight for like 5 minutes. We have the rest of our meeting and yeah, we'll be back at 7:09.
Aking sinta